NAIDOC Week, Newcastle's travelling back in time before colonisation. As thousands gathered at Foreshore Park to celebrate, many were standing in the not-too-distant past.
This is what Newcastle would have looked like 3 centuries ago. After slipping on a virtual reality headset, many went there today. In time for NAIDOC Week, Newcastle City Council, along with local Indigenous groups, took people on a guided tour of our history. An important story of the pre-settlement days is told using virtual reality technology. Luke Russell was one of the narrators.
It is all in the traditional language of the Warramine Wabakal people. And we take you to the 8 different sites and just a brief bit of dialogue and a brief bit of story.
My hope is that it'll help a lot of Novocastrians to really develop a passion and a bit of an ownership for their history, not just European history, but the history that was here for thousands of years before.
Creator Tim Davidson wants this to replace textbooks.
It's that experiential learning. Virtual reality does give you that feeling of time travel and experience that you can't get any other way.
NAIDOC celebration started earlier in the day with the raising of the Aboriginal flag at Civic Park.
Acknowledging that it's 41 years since the Aboriginal flag was first flown over City Hall, and we were the first City Hall or civic building in Australia to fly the Aboriginal flag.
Many marched to Foreshore Park, where 5,000 people gathered to honour this year's theme, Because of Her, We Can. Georgia Mar, NBN News.
More than 200 workers at Yancoal's Ozstar mine at Paxton, west of Cessnock, face an uncertain future, with the company announcing it will stand down and, where possible, redeploy much of its workforce. The mine has gone into shutdown after receiving 2 prohibition notices this year over rockfalls in its longwall operations. It's the same mine where 2 men died in a collapse in 2014.
Lake Macquarie has become a smart city with the rollout of a new high-tech data system. Everything from parking spaces to recycling bins will be monitored, with the goal of making the region more efficient.
It was first trialled in Newcastle. Now Lake Macquarie has gone on the grid.
It's really exciting for Lake Macquarie. It's going to be a game changer.
Over the next few weeks, a system of sensors and tracking devices will be fitted at various locations to collect and share data to make the city more livable. A sensor installed in a parking lot, for example, could help to solve parking woes, letting drivers know when a spot opens up in real time.
Civic solutions to age-old problems, making sure bins are emptied and knowing when lights should turn on, monitoring water.
While a dozen businesses and startups have signed on to keep tabs on their customer base, the system is also designed for personal use.
If you had a farm in Lake Macquarie, you'd be able to use it to find out where your stock are, if there's a problem with your fence, if there's something wrong with your boat.
And where previously smart technology has been used to monitor a single street or building, a network of this size is an Australian first. Personal use.
If you had a farm in Lake Macquarie, you'd be able to use it to find out where your stock are, if there's a problem with your fence, if there's something wrong with your boat.
And where previously smart technology has been used to monitor a single street or building, a network of this size is an Australian first.
Taking it to a 650 square kilometre area, the size equivalent to 23 local government areas in Sydney, this is the first time.
Jacinta Lee, NBN News.
The volunteers at Marine Rescue Port Stephens have an even greater edge when responding to maritime emergencies after taking delivery of a purpose-built floating dock for its rescue fleet. The crew muster station will be moored at the Dalbora Marina in Nelson Bay and offer basic office and maintenance space. Varley carried out the work at its Tomago site.
The sequel to a major Australian sci-fi film could be shot right here in the Hunter. Producers are exploring one of the region's industrial icons as a possible backdrop.
An Australian town under attack.
It's a country town. What's going to happen?
Survivors forced to fend for themselves.
It's a sort of big, epic, end-of-the-world alien invasion movie, but from Australian perspective.
This is the $6 million independent sci-fi film Occupation, which opens in theatres this Thursday.
There's a lot of explosions. I can't go into too much detail, as you can understand, but yeah, does that help?
And it could bring a bit of Hollywood to The Hunter. With its sequel already given the green light, filmmakers have been scouting locations in and around Newcastle. Today, taking a tour of the abandoned coal-fired power station at Wangi.
The power station, like, it's really old, and as you can see, it's real decrepit.
So it's horrible what's happened to it with the graffiti and the vandalism, but for me, visually, it's amazing.
For director Luke Spark, shooting the sequel here would be something special.
I grew up in Newcastle. I was at Lake Macquarie here, actually, and of course it always has a really special place in my heart, the whole Hunter region. I've been dying to get a film made down here. I've been trying to make a few in the past.
If the site is chosen, producers say they'll be looking to cast local extras in the production.
We will have that all advertised on our Facebook page, also on our website.
Filming is slated to begin in August. Jacinta Lee, NBN News.
Still to come, the nightmare life and death situations faced by train drivers.
Well, we've seen superb conditions for sweet seedless Phoenix mandarins in the Queensland growing regions. This easy-to-peel variety is exclusive to Woolworths. Also, there's plenty of Hass avocados around. Consistent weather means good size, quality and prices. And finally, there's an abundance of organic apples from Tasmania. They're naturally crisp and sweet. That's this week's Fresh Market Update, brought to you by Woolworths.
More inclusions, more value. More inclusions, more value. More choice means more holidays more often with Travel Marble. Like a 15-day Travel Marble Europe River Cruise from Amsterdam to Budapest, stopping to discover 18 amazing villages and cities. All from just $5,495 per person. Plus, you'll fly free. All cabins, all dates. Contact Hello World Travel or Cruise Travel Centre today. Travel Marble, Travel Marble. Giving. It's about being there when needed. To lend a hand. To do your bit. Giving's a part of who we are too. Your local club.
Throughout history, the back seat has been a battleground. From the Great Bubblegum Incident to the You're on My Side conflict between Buckethead and Stupid Face. But the backseat battle is over. Presenting the new Hyundai Santa Fe with new levels of space, comfort, and the latest safety technology. New Santa Fe. Peace at last.
Winter is a tough time of year if you're hungry, so Woolies are doing something about it. They're making sure that good food, which once might have been wasted, gets to those Australians who don't have enough to eat. Together with food rescue organisations they've teamed up with, Woolies are providing free ingredients that will help make over 2 million meals for those who need them this winter. That's why I pick Woolies.
Back yourself with Ladbrokes in Game 3 of State of Origin. Place a first try scorer bet, and if your player doesn't get the first try but crosses for the second, we'll still pay you out as a winner. Ladbrokes, back yourself.
How would you summarise your experiences with Yui? I really enjoyed talking with Yui. Bill on the phone just made it so easy. How much did you save? I saved $377. $377? What did Bill do that was so helpful? He asked me heaps of questions about how we use the car, where we keep it, even what colour it is. By the end, were you and Bill great mates? I'd say so.
Real people, real savings. Try Yui. You can save lots. Call 13Yui or go to yui.com.au.
Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull's energy plan is being attacked from left and right as the states ponder whether they should sign on. The National Party now wants subsidies to build more coal-fired power plants, while the Greens are demanding an inquiry into price gouging.
With a mothballed nickel mine as his stage, reopening this mine is going to deliver an extra 200 jobs.
The Prime Minister was in Tasmania prospecting for votes in the July 28 Bratton by-election as his deputy made the case for a different mineral.
Coal is very much in the mix.
Because as the government tries to land its energy plan, the National Party frets it stacks the decks against coal-fired power plants.
The National Energy Guarantee is technology agnostic, and that means that coal can stack up just alongside renewables as well.
The National Energy Guarantee aims to deliver reliable power and cut greenhouse gases.